Hey everyone, John back from J&K Collect. Today we're back on TCGO to have a look at another deck. So the other day we went through and looked at the Roaring Moon EX deck and its updates. Before that, and actually still very popular, is the Charizard EX deck. So we're going to go through those cards right quick and kind of see some changes there. So as you can see on my right hand side here, the deck is still not valid. I'm missing one card that I need a few more credits for because I took a lot and updated my other deck. So going into it here, first of all, Shiny Charmander. Still your 70 HP, which helps from getting knocked out when it's still on bench. Blazing Destruction, discard a Stadium, and Steady Fire Breathing for 30. Pretty basic, but just, you know, might have a shiny in your deck. Very cool. And then also threw in a couple of the regular Charmanders with the Heat Tackle. It does have a 60 HP, but if you need it, at least can do a little bit of damage if you're starting off slow. Right into the Shiny Charmeleon. Usually you don't need the Charmeleons too often. Usually just have one in the deck just in case you can't draw those rare candies. Trying to get straight out into the Charizard. But it does prevent all attacks used by your opponent's Pokemon done to this Pokemon. Damage does not affect. And then has Combustion for 50. Still pretty cool artwork, and this is from Paladin Fates, of course. And then we're going right into the new Charizard EX Shiny. I was using the 151 illustration rare, of course, but this one, artwork looks so insane, terrestrialized and everything like that. So it still has the Infernal Rain, so as soon as you can get your rare candy and evolve from Charmander directly to Charizard, Infernal Rain takes over. And one of your opponent during this turn, you may search your deck up for 3 basic fire energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon in any way that you like. So it's wild. This deck, or versions of the deck too, are still extremely popular in tournaments. So this one, I'm trying to remember the other ones as well, but the Roaring Moon and Charizard are still very high up there. I know certain people are still playing the Giratina V-Star deck or versions of that too, because there's quite a few updates, and that's what I started playing TCGO with, and I really liked it. But now, as you know, a few sets have gone by, it's fading out and out and out more and more. But yeah, so just that's the Charizard there, your main attacker. We have a Delphox, which kind of took over the Entei, but as just another V if you need it. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned and confused with the Eerie Glow, and then Magical Fire for 120. Put 2 energy attached to this Pokemon into the Lost Zone. This attack also does 120 damage to one of your opponent's benched, so that's actually pretty huge there. And then we have the Radiant Charizard. This is good to have in case you need it when you start losing any kind of prize cards and whatnot, because the Combustion Blast costs less and less. And then if this it does get knocked out, so still being a shiny, but it's a regular card, it only costs you 1 prize card. Lumineon V, this is the SIR, or this is from Galarian Gallery, actually. I really love this card. But Luminous Sign, just make sure you have it in your bench first. You have to from your bench into your hand, and then you can use the Luminous Sign, which basically you can search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, and put it into your hand right then and there. Other than that, you don't really need it as much. And then Manaphy. I still get confused by Manaphy and these cards that protect your bench from damage and not damage counters. I hate that. Playing Giratina V-Star and using the Sableye to attack someone's bench. You think if you threw the Manaphy up there, they would protect it, but they don't. So it's still good to have in your deck just in case, but it's kind of just a filler in my eyes. And then we have Rotom V. Once during your turn, you may draw 3 cards. If you use this ability, your turn ends. But if you're in a sticky situation, you need those cards for the next one, that's the card to play. Going right into Shiny Pidgey. This is another update from Paladin Fates. Call for Family. Search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon and put them into your bench, and then shuffle. This is also great to use on your rare candy to get to Pidgeot as soon as you can, because every turn you can search your deck. Going right into, speaking of Pidgeot, yeah, once during your turn, the ability, you may search your deck for a card and put it into your hand. And it's not just supporter or energy or a Pokemon, it's any card. So you having that at your you know, your beck and call is one of the best cards you can have. Buddy Puffin. Search your deck up to 2 basic Pokemon with 70 HP or less and put them into your hand, or put them into your bench, and then shuffle. Counter Catcher, same thing. You can't use, I mean, we still have Boss's Orders and whatnot, but we don't have Escape Rope and stuff like that anymore. So you can use this card only if you have more prize cards remaining in your opponent, and switch in one of your opponent's bench Pokemon to the active spot. Lost Vacuum, I wasn't 100% sure why these were in here, but just having a copy in case any of your opponent's Pokemon have any kind of items attached to it, or experience share, stuff like that. You can get rid of that pretty easily. Nest Ball, of course, basic Pokemon. Rare Candy. So Rare Candy obviously is from your Charmanders and your Pidgeys. You hit them with Rare Candy and you go straight into the final evolution form, Pidgeot and Charizard, and the sooner you can get to those states, then the better off you're going to be. Super Rod, same thing, shuffle up to 3, any combination of Pokemon and basic energy cards from your discard back into your hand. Switch, just switching out, of course. Ultra Ball, discarding 2, looking for a Pokemon. Collapse Stadium, I haven't used too much of this, but you can only have, once this is in play, you can only have 4 bench Pokemon instead of 5, and if they do, you'll have to get rid of one. Arven, still a staple. Search your deck for an item tool card, and that's handy if you need your rare candies quicker. Boss's Orders, I just like this artwork. There's a couple of them that I really like, but for this one, I think this is Cyrus. Yeah, Cyrus. Switch one of your opponent's bench Pokemon with the active. Iono, of course, I think she's going to be there for a while. Both players get rid of their hand and draw the cards for the amount of prize cards they have remaining. Professor Turo's Scenario, put one of your Pokemon into play into your hand. You discard everything else. Choice Belt, just extra damage. Forest Seal Stone is going to go onto the V, like the Delphox, just to get you another draw card. And then we're back into the Ace spec. So the one for this one, so Maximum Belt, attacks used by the Pokemon this card is attached to do 50 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon EX before applying weaknesses and stuff. So that's pretty huge. With the other one, we had the Awakening Drums, and that's more so of getting your energies and stuff going. This one here is just literally maximum damage. So you can imagine doing like 300 plus damage with your Charizard, and then adding 50, you can one-shot anything. Mist Energy, I had to look this up, but as long as this card is attached to a Pokemon, it provides, basic colorless energy, but prevents all effects of attacks using your opponent's Pokemon done to the Pokemon this card is attached to. So it's just a little more benefit to it. And then you have your basic fire energies, and we're right back into Charmander. So, and actually I forgot to mention that the Maximum Belt is the last one out of this whole deck. See how it's still invalid right here? The last one in the whole deck that I need. After updating everything else and getting some new cards, I have about 100 credits less than what I need. Just to try and start testing this out. So yeah, so let me know what you think of that deck. Like I said, I'm still currently using this Roaring Moon, which is going relatively well. But as soon as I can get that leather card, I'm going to start rotating in this Charizard. Let me know what you guys are using.